White House executive order on customer experience has made an impact on how agencies think about cybersecurity. I asked Matt Topper, president and solutions catalyst for UberEther, about the intersection of cyber and CX. Matt Topper of UberEther, welcome. It's good to see you. What's the intersection that you see of customer experience with securing the cloud through programs like FedRAMP?
Yeah, so the biggest challenge I've seen with customer experience is that the federal government's a different level. A lot of commercial SaaS companies, software vendors will come in and be like, oh, it's like customer experience in the commercial world. No, this is really a lot of times life and death and jackpot situations with highly, highly funded nation state actors. Mm-hmm. And to combat those threats is a different level of thinking and a different level of trust you have to build with the customers to prove that you are doing what you say you're going to do over and over and over again, and really prove out that the trust is there and showing them proactively how you're doing it and making them feel comfortable to allow you to protect their most sensitive data in many of these cases. Mm-hmm. So that's really where I see a lot of the SaaS companies struggling, is because they come in assuming that it's going to be, just another commercial customer, and don't really invest in no, these are people that are protecting the nation's biggest assets. Yeah. These are protecting every single citizen's data. These are protecting literally national security missions in a lot of these cases. Mm-hmm. And it's not easy to trust people, right? Yeah. We're programmed not to trust from the federal side.
Yeah, it's an interesting point. I imagine it's difficult for companies sometimes to wrap their heads around the stakes that these agencies are dealing with, because as you say, it's everybody's data and it's very, very high level national security information in many cases.
Yeah, a lot of times they're not realizing how big these data sets are and how powerful they are to adversaries coming after them. Mm-hmm. And our organization sits in an interesting area. We do identity and access management, so both from all the executive orders, the pushing to phishing-resistant credentials. Right? We all have moms who have the notebooks full of the passwords still written in them. And a lot of times I go, that's actually better because they've got different passwords for each one of those websites that they've written versus the one jackpot password of, my mom's is my 3 sons, la 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 la, right? Like, of course, right? But we do all the identity and access management side, but then we do all this ATO acceleration side. And we have to teach people that it's not just deploying good software. It's looking, where did that software come from? Where are you trusting the source repositories? Yeah, it might come from Red Hat, or it might come from an NPN major repository that there's a whole bunch of open source developers, but do you know who the developers are on that side? How do you know that things aren't being interjected? That's exactly what we've seen with SolarWinds and all the supply chain issues over the last 3-5 years at this point, and really showing the customers how you drill down to build that trust, and then continually showing them through customer experience of, hey, we're proactively looking at this. Hey, we see this on the commercial side. Are you doing this on your side? Or, hey, we've already started doing this on the commercial side. We're bringing it to you. That's the type of thing from a customer experience that I see a lot.
Being that you're in the identity space and we're at this FedRAMP event, you must sit at a pretty interesting intersection of the zero trust world and what's going on in the FedRAMP program, I imagine, Matt.
We do. It's funny. I've been pushing the industry to stop using zero trust because obviously it's everyone's favorite buzzword and way overused.
Using the term or using the school of thought?
The term. My attitude is we really should have, and I actually had this discussion with Evan Gilman, who runs Spiffy, last week, that we should move it to define trust, right? Because everyone's taking this stance of we trust nothing, we do nothing. Well, at the end of the day, we've trusted too many things and implicitly trusted them all over the place. We're just pulling package updates. We're just pulling new things from all over the place, trying to get a mission done. Well, we need to shorten that down and really build what the industry calls trust agents. Of, if I'm going to build something in this industry, this is the place I know to go trust, whether that's how my credentials are getting created, how my workloads are being defined and secured, even down to who's signing what documents, that signing system is the same one over and over and over again, and it's not some random pop-up that showed on the network. So that's been my big push, is really getting to define trust and having organizations explicitly think about that. And when we work through working with vendors to get them FedRAMPed on our platform, that's what we help them focus on. And once you get to that mindset, they very quickly go, oh, that's why FedRAMP seems so hard, but it's not, because you're just distilling down where did that trust come from? How are you going to continually validate it? And then how are you going to continually show that you're maintaining it? And they go, oh, this really wasn't that bad. It's just a flip.
Yeah. Great insight, Matt. Thanks very much for joining me today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.